Taurus, it's May 2020. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. Welcome to those of you that are new. I'm looking at your horoscope here, and part of my theme this month was going to be on deflection, but not for you. As you can see here, let's animate this. The combined influence of Mercury, Uranus, and the Sun here in your Sun sign is very, very powerful. Firstly, the Sun returning to its natal position is always a big lift energetically in terms of self-confidence. And when you have this additional influence of Mercury, adds a touch of humor, with Uranus a little bit of zaniness, but certainly a strong sense of self-awareness and an ability to pull back all of that deflective energy to look at yourself and to improve yourself. Here we see the trine aspect from the 5th house around the 3rd, which gives you a really nice creative edge. That's followed by the 6th house transit of the waxing moon, which has to do with your health, your day-to-day routine, and very, very importantly here, trining your ruling planet on May 6th, 5th, 6th, to give you a really good sense of yourself. That's going to help your communication, especially here when the moon moves into the full phase in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships. That shines a light on all of your most critical relationships. And because the moon is the ruler of this 3rd house in your horoscope, communication, connectivity with people can really work from the heart level, because the moon is a very emotional planet. The opposition here makes you a little bit overly sentimental where it comes to money. That's around the 9th, 10th. You see the opposition here. The red lines are oppositions or hard aspects. The blue ones are actually favorable aspects. Look at these favorable aspects between the Sun and Pluto and Jupiter. These are all really, really nice aspects from around the 11th to the 18th, 19th, with the Sun here ruling the 4th house of domestic activities. Now, you may want to do a spring cleaning under that, because Pluto, of course, is the planet of transformation, elimination, cleaning all of those cobwebs out of not just your physical spaces, but also your mental and emotional spaces, getting rid of the past. The 9th house, 5th house, these are the triangular houses of the zodiac, and in your horoscope relate to past and future karma. And speaking of that past and future karma, keep your eye here on this 2nd house, Taurus, especially after the middle of the month. You notice here the proximity of your ruler. At this time, it moves within that 7 or 8 degree orb. So that's going to give a little bit of zaniness, kinkiness, if I could put it that way, to your love life and your relationships, and just the way you want to present yourself. There we see also the activation of your 11th house. Mars moves there, which is thoroughly good position, and it really motivates you to get back into the game socially. Now, I know we're in the lockdown, but I think this is a time where you can at least reach out to other people. There's nothing to stop you planning and getting things organised on that level. The dark moon here, especially around the 18th, 19th, moving through your 12th house, is a little low key. Some good and hard aspects here. There we see the square to Jupiter here, especially around the 19th, 20th, moving into these hard aspects to Pluto and Jupiter. That can relate to issues of power, things you're not happy with in your relationships, in your working life. And unfortunately, the quiet part of the zodiac mutes a lot of that, makes you sort of tuck it under the sheet, under the rug, wherever you're going to tuck it. There we see that can be explosive, especially around the 20th, 21st, when the moon enters into that conjunction to Uranus. That could make you quite explosive, nervous, edgy, and things can take a turn left or right, depending on how well poised you are to deal with that. You need to be calm and centered to deal with these sort of issues. These are personal issues, professional issues, and as you can see, the new moon on the 24th is highly activating this 2nd house of income, finance. New opportunities, perhaps, looking at new ways to earn more cash. The position of your best planet, Saturn here, we've talked about this recently in the 10th house, but have a look at these three planets here, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, moving in retrogression. So what you think is coming may need a revision, rephase, where you have to think things through a little more carefully. Nevertheless, the new moon in this second house is a great omen for you, and you can see even towards the end of the month a much, much heavier focus on money and your value system. Of course, for Taurus, the earth sign, that's very, very important. The end of the month here, we see on the 28th, the moon moving through this opposition aspect in your 4th house. Some of you could feel a little down, a little depressed, uninspired. Maybe you've been locked up too much, cabin fever setting in. So you have to find unique ways of managing that, negotiating that. And I think from what I see here, after the 30th, when Mercury enters into the 3rd house of your horoscope, a whole lot of negotiations can start. Maybe too, this has as much to do with negotiating with yourself as it does with others, because we saw the commencement of the month relating more to yourself, your inner self, not deflecting outwards, but looking inwards. And so this Mercury, and I've been talking about this a lot, has quite a bit to do with self-talk. What it is you're saying to yourself, what messages are you giving yourself? And having the Jupiter-Saturn either side of this important 10th house shows that you may be swinging between confidence and self-deprecation. So find the balance there, Taurus. It can be a good month. Plan. You don't need to rush. You're not the sort of person to rush anyhow. And while you're at it, take a look at what I've written there for the weekly horoscopes, monthly horoscopes, all textual based. They're at my website at astrology.com.au, and you'll get a better sort of contextual framework for what's happening to you this month, May 2020. Subscribe. If you need to drop me a line, I'm here. I'm happy to answer your simple questions. If you want a more detailed reading, I'm here as well. Till next month, take care. Bye-bye.